Something like this is the best play, I think. Hella, more like hella pathetic. Am I right, chat? Imagine thinking you could beat me with hella, mate. Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, what a deck I have for you today. It is ridiculous. It is the best movement deck in the game. It's the best Black Swan deck in the game as well. In a moment, you're going to see me building the deck. Now, for some context, we built this deck in order to complete the Black Swan quest for the week, which unfortunately is just finished, because I was not impressed by any Black Swan decks at all. I looked at Dracula Hand Dump and I thought, this deck would be better without Black Swan. I looked at Thanos and I thought, this deck would be better without Black Swan. My chat told me, what about Bounce with Hitmonkey? And I thought, well, Bounce with Hitmonkey is kind of terrible. But there is a Bounce deck, which I've wanted to be good for a very long time, and that is Movement Bounce. And I have been blown away with the deck that we created. So in the video you're about to see, you're going to actually be seeing me create the deck and the process of the deck build. And then you're going to be fast forwarding to when the Valentine's weekend came out. We just replaced one of the cards with Miles Morales, and then we went ahead and won a whole bunch of games. So we do have the Miles in the mixer here with the power couple, which is buffing up Ghost Spider whenever we play it just by 1. And we also have Ghost Spider, of course, who's buffing up Miles just by 1. Is there like any deck which Black Swan makes better? Because at the moment, it looks like she makes every deck worse to me. Bounce? Bounce is kind of bad. Maybe we could try like a movement bounce deck with her. Maybe that could be good. So, Forge. Pog. Ghost Spider. Human Torch. Pog. Iron Fist. Pog. Deck looks okay so far. Nico. Pog. Deck looks pretty good so far, not gonna lie. Okay, this isn't looking bad so far. I'm sold that this is the route to go with Black Swan, actually. So that's kind of exciting. Yeah, Falcon and Beast we're gonna want, that's for sure. Probably want Hulkbuster as well. Falcon, Beast. Bishop? Nah. Lame card. Dagger? Sounds good. Spider-Man 2099? Maybe. Hitmonkey? No. I think like the idea with this one is we play like Black Swan on turn 5, and then we play something like a Heimdall, right? As a finisher. Like we play a big finisher. And we probably need some other targets to move just than Human Torch. That's why we can't play Bishop and stuff. Yeah, we have to play Heimdall. That's for sure. He can go in. Yeah, we have to play Dagger. Dagger's good. I think we probably want to play Vulture as well. Like I don't think we can. You can. So the thing with Heimdall is you can never play just Heimdall as the finisher, right? You need an alternative finisher, not just a Heimdall, because otherwise they know it's Heimdall and then they just play to beat Heimdall. The beautiful thing about Heimdall is having the threat of Heimdall and then doing something very different. This is giving us a kind of different finisher, while also making me less feeling like I need to put Vulture in. I want Forge, and I think I also want Hulkbuster. So I'm quite happy with this list. The Hulkbuster, that's going to be nice. Monster Island is the first location to show up. We'll play the Human Torch off to the far right here. The Vulture could also be a Dagger. My issue with Dagger in this deck is that you want to do lots of movement stuff early on, and often the Dagger's just not playing for many points. We'll take the Hulkbuster here. So what we're going to try and do is lose initiative at some point if we fear, for example, Killmonger. Of course, they could Killmonger us on turn 3 here, and they would just catch us off guard. We don't know what kind of deck they are yet. Destroy would usually be playing a card in the first couple of turns, though. Superflow's a bit of a bummer. Falcon or Ghost Spider would help us out here. We could go for the Iron Fist Human Torch. We could just take the Iron Fist. We could bounce back the Human Torch and then take the Iron Fist and then look at something like Vulture. Bit of an awkward one all round. I think I'm just going to take the Iron Fist and I'm going to put it into the same location as the Torch, because we can then bounce it back next turn. So up against High Evo that missed a lot of turns, This also tells us they don't have Shang-Chi. The Superflow situation means that I'm just not willing to snap. I think we maybe could have snapped a little bit sooner and got them out, but Superflow definitely a bummer. Vulture comes through. Cyclops Zabu into Superflow, kind of interesting. So we can Ghost Spider here. The problem is if we Ghost Spider off to the right, we can't pick everything up. So we could Ghost Spider off to the left. We could also save the Ghost Spider until the last moment. I mean, we could play the Ghost Spider now and just beast it, and then I can play all three on the last turn, as well as Heimdall. But it does unfortunately mean that my Vulture won't move. But perhaps that's fine. It's still probably worth having a Ghost Spider in hand, which will cost nothing. It gives us some bamboozle potential. So let's go for it. Definitely not an ideal first game. But not exactly that impressed by the amount of points our opponents got down on the board. The Thing comes through, which we managed to dodge quite well. Misty Knight comes through. We find the Miles, who unfortunately costs an awful lot because nothing was moved this turn. 13 to the right. I mean, we're pretty far behind, but let's not forget this Human Torch is going to be humongous. So we want to play to win the left and play to win the middle. So I think the Heimdall's going to go down to the left. We don't want to play anything to the right here. We're not interested in that, although everything will move, to be fair. So it's Iron Fist, Human Torch, Ghost Spider. We want the Human Torch probably to end up here, and we'll put the Heimdall here. So let's go Iron Fist here. Human Torch down the middle. Ghost Spider off to the right. So we have the Human Torch is going to be worth 10, 20, 40 points. Oh my god, this deck's insane. Right, what we need to be careful about is that there's actually space for everything to move. So we don't want the Iron Fist where it currently is because it's going to stop the Vulture moving potentially. So let's go Iron Fist. Bang, bang, bang. Bang. I think the Iron Fist was actually fine here. Quick, 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 quick. It's about like this. I think we're fine. Miss Marvel. Abomination. It's a lot of stats, but you know what's even more stats? And this game didn't exactly go that smoothly, but look at the power this deck has. It is ridiculous. No need for the cheesy power couple either. We had no value off the power couple here. I call it cheesy because obviously it's not going to be in the game next week. But look at the state of this deck. Absolute filth. First game. Wow. Like, this is the first game I'm recording, and we already had a 40-point torch, which was unshang-chiable, unkillmongerable, ridiculous, utterly bonkers. The Iron Fist, and then I can go Iron Fist Spider-Man next turn. Just move it instantly. But yeah, this game has just not gone our way at all. Like, this is not what we're looking to achieve, but... Okay, Namor. If only I had a way of destroying that this turn. Wouldn't that be nice? Interestingly, we could wait a turn here, right? Instead of going for the Spider-Man this time, we could go Black Swan Falcon, and then I can just unleash all the points on the last turn instead. I mean, the other thing to consider is if I was to play the Iron Fist here, I do fill this lane up. So, what we could do is we could sacrifice the Falcon, but we get the Raft. That seems pretty good. So the Falcon's going to move in, but we're still bouncing this Iron Fist back. So the Falcon's going to die, but we get the Raft. Let's snap it. Controversial snap. So Spider-Man 2099 here is our finisher when we miss Heimdall or we don't want to go for the Heimdall. So originally in the deck I was thinking about like, what do we get? Leader. Not really sure that's what we're looking for. Not convinced that's great. Maybe it's good. Kind of doubt it. Yeah, so Falcon gets sacrificed, which allowed us to get the Raft. Now, of course, Vormir is not too hot. The question that we have is, how do we play this one? We could sacrifice one of our cards to the left. I mean, leader sacrifice seems kind of fine. We obviously want to pull Spider-Man in here. We don't necessarily want to Ghost Spider it. I guess we don't really care, though. If we don't want to play Spider-Man off to the left, I think we want to try and win mid and left, maybe. I mean, the other thing to consider is if we ever kill JJ. That doesn't seem bad either, but it's an awkward one. Let's do this. Let's leader. Iron Fist, and then Human Torch. Here we go. Not sure we've got it. We're winning the right as it stands. We're winning mid and we're winning left before they play a card. And we have a leader. It's a vision. Well, we beat that, I believe. We might even beat it in all 3 lanes, if I'm not mistaken. And we're at a high rank in Infinite, just bear in mind. I'm ranked like 2,000, top 2,000, after we tanked our rank quite a bit, playing some dodgy decks. So we're at a pretty high rank, and we're popping off in a big way already. We tie the left. Happy days. Very, very nice indeed. This was not a smooth game, but we got the job done. Spider-Man 2099 doing the business. Okay, lovely. So this is an example of how we're going to play the curve out. We're going to Iron Fist first, then we go Hulkbuster, then we go Ghost Spider. Now, we do also want to think about, though, where we want to bounce stuff to. So if I was to go Iron Fist here, Hulkbuster, then we would move to the middle, and then I wouldn't be able to bounce everything back. So I'm actually going to play... And I can't put the Iron Fist here because I want Hulkbuster. So I'm actually forced to play the Iron Fist here. And the slightly better curve would have been Forge on turn 1 into Human Torch, Iron Fist turn 2 into Ghost Spider. So that would have left us with basically, if we played Forge on turn 1 and then Human Torch on turn 2, it would be at 4 points, Iron Fist on turn 2. Then we would play the Hulkbuster instead of a 5-point Human Torch, which goes to a 10-point Human Torch. We'd have a 7-point Human Torch, which would go to a 14-point Human Torch. So the Hulkbuster gets moved by the Iron Fist, and then the Ghost Spider comes through. And we're stacking them all in the same lane intentionally as well, in case of the Beast. Miles gets buffed. Opponent's trying to win Blackstone, but we've got all the points in the Nexus with our flipping 20-point torch, and we're ready to go again. Now, my understanding is that the Miles won't bounce. And the other thing to consider is that I don't want initiative. Even though the extra energy would be quite nice, I don't want initiative because of Shang-Chi. So I think it would be a mistake to play Miles into the Nexus here. So Miles comes through, buffs up Ghost Spider as well. And I'm pretty sure Miles doesn't come back to hand. He just sticks around on the board. Now this is where we would love Beast or Black Swan, because then I can just ensure that I'm not getting Killmongered or Shang-Chi'd. So the Spider-Man's actually a little bit of an awkward draw in this case. Obviously, we can go either for the Human Torch this turn, but I think it's better to go for the Spider-Man this turn, and then we just don't go for the... We simply just don't go for the Heimdall. Like, we have a flipping 80-point torch. Right? Again, I don't want initiative. That's quite important. So I think Spider-Man off to the right is fine. No, let's go Spider-Man mid. We lose this game if we get initiative, basically. Because then they can Shang-Chi us. Okay. Makes sense that they go for the Nexus with the Reality Stone. I could have got caught off guard by that if they went for that on turn 6, to be honest. And again, it's a bit of a shame that we've missed the Black Swan so far. You can see where the Black Swan would be great. I would have gone for Black Swan over Spider-Man here. And then on turn 6, we'd have the option of going for Heimdall or the Black Swan. There's the Shang-Chi. So I quite like the idea of just moving the Spider-Man elsewhere, possibly to the right, because they're expecting Heimdall maybe. I mean, I guess they're not. They know that I've got all this stuff in hand. But we could Ghost Spider the Spider-Man. Again, we've got the issue of all my points are in one flipping location again. I'm really, really sad that we've not hit the Beast or Black Swan on turn 5 yet. So this is probably a game I should retreat on because I have all my cubes in one, all my points in one lane. But I'm kind of just hoping that they're going to leave. So perhaps because they have, I mean, they have to pick a lane. I think because of Heimdall threat, they're more likely to stack the right rather. Let's go here. I think this is more surprise value. Did we get there? I think we did. So again, what we did well here is we didn't get baited into investing all of our points into the Human Torch. Because all we needed was a 40-point torch, right, to win a lane. We didn't need to move it twice with the Ghost Spider. So we went for the Bamboozle play with the Ghost Spider moving the Spider-Man instead. Even though it didn't kill anything, Central Park is really bad for us. I think we hold the torch in case we hit Forge or Iron Fist. Thanos doesn't like squirrels, in fairness. That's good news for us. I think again I honestly need to wait for the torch. This is looking rough. This is a very copium Vulture that we might not get a rock, but somehow we don't. Nice. So now we have a decision on if we Ghost Spider the Vulture or if we'd rather Ghost Spider the Human Torch. I think the Human Torch because it's a good bounce target. But I can't play the Forge as well. If they snap, to be honest, we should probably run. I do quite like the look of Beast on the last turn. On the next turn, rather. So let's stay. I think I'm just mainly staying for science here. To be fair, it's a big old Human Torch already. So obviously Beast is pretty okay here. We should take the Beast first. And then we can take the Falcon. So Beast is adding 3 cards to hand. The other question is, do we care about drawing anything? And I think we don't. We're fine with Spider-Man 2099 on the last turn. So we can Falcon. The Forge will come back as well because we played it pretty late on. I wonder if we could ever snap this. Probably a little bit greedy to snap it. Let's just play it out. I don't want to snap because if they're... Oh my god. Miles? Did Miles do the business for us here? Obviously Blue Marvel is a threat. Pretty interesting. So Iron Fist is doing nothing because of this down the middle. Blue Marvel is all we lose to, but we can play to beat Blue Marvel probably. I think for starters, we're interested in this, right? I'm going to snap it. We can't get Iron Fist value, so then we just stack. All the other points to the right. And we hope. This beats Blue Marvel. It doesn't necessarily beat Spectrum. It's tight. Come on, hit the Spectrum. Dodge the squirrel. No. Oh, hello. Beautiful. 8 cubes. We lost 8 cubes, we win 8 cubes. Such is life, eh? Love that. Like it with the curve, with the Iron Fist. Kamartage is very, very interesting. Very important here that we want a Human Torch first, Hulkbuster, then Iron Fist. And we want to make sure we're going to the far right because of Kamartage. Giving us ridiculous value here. If we were to find Forge, we would also take a turn out here to Forge, especially with Kamartage. Oops, almost. No, we wouldn't take a turn out to Forge. I'm talking nonsense. We want to get the Hulkbuster through now. Of course, Killmonger now would be quite scary. Vulture could have been something we do to play around that, but I can't bounce Vulture back very easily. Beast and Falcon still missing for now. But that is a 20-point torch on turn number 3. That's a bit rude, isn't it? Oh my god. 2 of them? Well, I'll take the points, I guess. Really praying for the Beast or the Falcon here. Excuse me? Were they expecting the Ghost Spider? Well, suppose we'll skip the turn again. The good news is our opponent is playing Star-Lord. It's the Star-Lord's a power couple with Gamora, but it's probably the worst power couple. Okay. I mean, we have some cards now. So that's kind of something. We have to think about where we want to bounce stuff. And I guess we want to bounce stuff in Shuri's lab, right? So we go Iron Fist, Vulture to start off. This doubles the Vulture, but then I can't Ghost Spider it into Strange Academy. Well, I could if I Hulkbuster it, but then I would be picking it up. Do I want to do that? We definitely want to Iron Fist here. I have a feeling we actually want to... I think we play it like this still. Bit of a weird one. Goose. Honestly, I could have snapped this turn. I might snap this turn instead. They might Shang-Chi us. That would be bad. Probably shouldn't have... I mean, who plays Goose and Shang-Chi in fairness? So... Black Swan Falcon is pretty fine. We just let the Vulture stay where it is. Oops. We pick up the Iron Fist. Black Swan Beast is basically doing the same thing. Is there ever a world we want to just leave the Iron Fist where it is? We'd like to pick it up again, right? We could, of course, also Ghost Spider. Beast. But then the Vulture is not moving, so the Ghost Spider's doing very little. The Hulkbuster's pretty nice on Iron Fist. But then we don't get another Iron Fist. I think I'd rather get another Iron Fist, even though I have nothing to bounce right now. Weird one. There's the Pro X, sure. I wonder where the Vulture's gonna go. That was a joke, by the way. Iron Fist? Wait. Forge? Wait. We're so far ahead mid. Hulkbuster mid's pretty good. We don't play Heimdall, I don't think. I mean, maybe we do. If we don't want to go Hulkbuster. So we go Forge, Iron Fist, Ghost Spider, Heimdall. And then these will just stay where they are. Yep. Shadow King mid. Imagine the Shadow King comes through mid. So we've got a 6-point Iron Fist, which goes to 12 points on Shuri's lab. The Ghost Spider pulls it. Heimdall can't pull anything. It's just playing for stats. Everything else stays mid. So we still have the 37 points in the Goose lane. It's a very easy win. I don't think there's anything that beats us here. We have initiative, so we can't get a lift this time, thank God. Deck is actually insane. It really, really is nuts. Oh, they play on. We love to see that. I'm going to have to eat my words if we lose. I'm going to be utterly shocked. Jug. Moves the Forge. Unlucky, mate. Yeah, can't say it was close. Vulture's pretty pants. This is another time where Dagger would have felt better, but admittedly the squirrels would be making it feel a lot better. Like, bouncing Dagger this early just isn't really what we want to be doing in general. We could go Ghost Spider Falcon, but no, we definitely want to Vulture first. Gladiators in Spotlights next week. Interesting. What is the card next week? I think I like the other two cards that are coming this month, to be fair. Okay, so we're going to Ghost Spider the Vulture, of course. And then maybe we go Falcon. Oh, I forgot about the squirrels, not gonna lie. Vulture value, hello. Is that snappable? Maybe it's a good thing that we forgot about the squirrels. Overall, I am feeling Vulture is belonging more than Dagger. Like, Dagger's still a great option, but again, we want to be doing so much of our moving early, and I just think that we're not getting enough value with the Dagger. Vulture's just going to be more consistent. The fact it's more expensive is a bit awkward, in truth, but I think it's worth it. So obviously the Heimdall is the only real option we have here. And this is why it's nice to have a different option than Heimdall. Like, sometimes you don't want to move stuff. It's important to remember, though, that the Vulture could still move back to the right. This looks like the play, though. Yeah, She-Hulk is a big threat. I think we just play this out for science. It's also possible the Vulture moves off to the right. Copium. One of our cards is going to move off to the right, which is a concern. It's very, very likely they're going to slam everything down to the left. The other thing we could try here is something stupid like this, but it seems really bad. Do we want to move the Falcon? Not really. I think we're always just doing this. Could quite possibly be a concede, but I'm happy to play this one out for science. All eyes on the Great Web. She-Hulk, She-Hulk, Ant-Man. Ant-Man. Pog. The 25-point Vulture. We got the left by 1 point there. Nice. Nice. Love that. So, I guess if anything from the right moved, we lost. We needed one of these two cards to move to win. If Falcon moved, we won the mid. I guess Forge could have moved and we would have maybe won the tiebreaker. Is that true? No, we would have lost tiebreaker. So if any card on the left moved, we lost. Muse. Tempted to snap this hand, but I think I need to be a bit more careful. Good thing I waited a bit, I guess, because that doesn't look good. We don't have any bounce tools as of yet. Okay, they get Spider-Man. We get Sarah. Beast is really good here. Is it snappable? Sarah would suggest that they're playing Killmonger, and we have Wakanda on the board. I think we can go for it. Controversial, but there we go. I'm a controversial guy. Like, it's a Sarah Tech deck and we're playing Bounce where we can lose initiative intentionally. Or is it? We've also got a rock side. Okay. Well, we can bounce again. Pretty big dude. We can go Black Swan, Dagger. We can just go for the Sarah. So, oh, nice. I'm definitely liking the look of this. Kill the Mystique. Oh my god, the finisher. The sauce! McSauce. Okay, this deck is actually officially popping the hell off. This deck is actually really good. Not gonna lie. I'm impressed. I am officially impressed. We also can't get Killmonger or Shang-Chi here because of the bounce stuff. Dagger played for 0, but that's fine. Obviously, if we were Heimdalling here, she would be a bit better. We also have the threat of Heimdall here. They're scared of Heimdall play. This is why Spider-Man 2099 is filling the gap. I didn't really like the idea of playing like the Orca or the Magneto we were thinking about, but the 2099 is really filling the gap of the deck now. So this is definitely the Black Swan deck, right? This deck is actually good with Black Swan. Yeah, we lose to Cosmo, maybe. That's true. Cosmo left would be the biggest... Cosmo right would be the biggest issue, right? Because then we end up with all our points to the left. Here we go. It's an Iron Lad into what? Korg, that's fine. They do have a card to the right, which is a bit scary. It's a Black Widow baby. So I think we beat them either way. But we get the Mystique just for good measure. Lovely jubbly. Big torch. Skinny pop pop. Okay, this deck's actually a juicer. Let's go. We finally found the Black Swan deck, guys. We actually did it. We actually flipping did it. First question is, do we take the Iron Fist on 1? Well, we don't really care about Iron Fisting Dagger this early. And I'd like to Iron Fist my Vulture, so I think I wait. I only regret it if I hit exactly Human Torch, I think. We snap Bifrost. Is there a world we get Halidon? Possibly. It's possible I should have just been a bit safer here, right? I could have bounced the Iron Fist back. I was thinking we can get them down the mid, but to be fair, flipping Dark Hawk is a lot, so I think this is actually unnecessarily risky. I could have gone Dagger Falcon this turn instead. So I could have gone Vulture to the left and then Dagger Falcon. But then again, I would have to Dagger the same lane as my Vulture, which feels pretty bad. Okay, well we can go Spider. Interesting. The question is, how scared are we of our Vulture getting wrecked here? And I don't really want to Vulture the same lane as my... like, the Dagger in Hala is just bad. We never want that. So I feel a little bit bad about going for this line, but I think it's fine. Need to be quick. Whoop! Okay, this isn't what I wanted to do, but it's fine. I wanted to play the Forge here because we would kill the Echo. Kind of roped. I wanted my Forge to go mid, but not buffing the Dagger. That was the play I was trying to make here. But I kind of roped out. I wanted Forge to buff the next card I play. Which in fairness might not be a good thing with 2099. So we could go for the Falcon here, I think. This is so saucy, the Falcon Black Swan. Obviously, we don't actually have the Heimdall here, but they have to respect the Heimdall enough. Look at the flipping Vulture, mate. 18 stats. This is definitely the list. I'm very glad to have ditched Nico. Not a fan. Oh my god. Oh, and we can even just Iron Fist the 2099 in there if we're not ahead. Jeez. We don't even need the flipping Heimdall. We don't even want the Heimdall. Or do we? No, we don't. Okay. So, what we can do, we can 2099. Oh my god, guys, the source. Are you ready? We 2099 this. Jane Foster. And then we move it back. True? So we should buff up the 2099 first. Oh, we can't buff it up because we want to... That's fine. We can... Yeah. This is our best play, I think. Or we leave it left. And do this. 8 points. Is this better? I don't think that is better, Bane. 4. We ended up with 8 points here. It's 1 less. But more points total. Obviously, we're looking at Odin, is my prediction. I guess this is better against a random white tiger. This gives me 1 point less mid, but more points total, right? If I lose by 1 point mid, Bane, I'm gonna be so mad. They only have 2 left. Oh my god. Okay, Bane, we forgive you this time. 8 cubes again. This deck is actually ridiculous. This deck is actually nuts. Killmongered, but Dagger doesn't look too bad off to the left here. Hulkbuster suggests Null and Zola, maybe? Is that... No, that's not true. That's nonsense. Oh my god. That's actually insane. Look at the synergy. Damn. I'm almost tempted to just play Punisher here. Like, I'm just not getting enough dagger value for my liking at this moment. They might Killmonger this turn, right? Okay, so we beast this turn off to the right. So again, we want to make sure we don't get initiative, so this is probably our best bet. We're not ahead here, mid. I think we can snap. I'm not really that scared of them. They snapped 2. This is probably their Killmonger coming through then. I don't know. This snap is a little bit controversial because of Null. They can go Null Zola this turn, right? I probably should have waited a turn. They can go Null this turn and then Zola it next turn. Nice. We dodged the Killmonger. Somewhat, at least. The null is huge, but they only have one null. So, I mean, it's Iron Fist, Dagger, Ghost Spider, Heimdall. They're most likely to play their null left, I would say. Anticipating Heimdall. So it's always Iron Fist, Dagger, Ghost Spider. Where do we want the Dagger to end up? I would say we want the Dagger to end up down the middle. Probably the Heimdall off to the right. So we're going to go bang, 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 bang. Yep. The Iron Fist moves the Dagger, which means there's still space for the Ghost Spider to pull it back. This wins us all 3 lanes without them playing a card, which is kind of how I like to play these ones. They play 3 cards. It's a Canol down the middle, Death to the right. I think we lose to that, unfortunately. We might have enough with the Dagger, though. She is a big lass. She is a bloody big dagger. Oh, baby, I think we got it. I think we got it, ladies and gents. Oh, we most certainly... Oh, no, but the Punisher is going to leave, right? So we most certainly maybe did not. We'll have to see. It's definitely tight. They made the correct call on where to play the Canol. Oh, tiebreaker! It's a perfect She-own werewolf, regrettably. Might be a better card than Dagger or Vulture. Probably better than Dagger, maybe. Okay, Legion is nice to see. They got what? Vulture or Black Swan? I think it could be either, right? I don't think it's a specific one. We could play Hulkbuster for stats. We could just play Falcon as well. Bounces the ninja back. Do we still draw? We do still draw. Let's go for the Falcon. Don't love it. Vulture it is. We could look at Legioning Shadowland. It's quite likely they go for something similar. Okay, I like the Black Swan this turn because then we can go for Iron Fist and Spider-Man next turn. Obviously, we could play at 1-drops as well, but we don't need to. Is it ever possible we do anything different? I don't think so. We want to play Spider-Man next turn and this enables it. Do we want to give them Black Swan? That's another thing to consider because it clogs the hand. Probably not. Ooh, Loki. I wasn't actually expecting that. Loki is probably okay against us, to be fair. Lots going on this turn. I don't really want to give them many good cards either. That's a concern of ours. So Spider-Man mid seems fine. Wait, no. I like the... I guess we have to Spider-Man the right to try and snipe the Miss Marvel. This doesn't cover my bases for a Heimdall off the top very well, does it? The machine world is my concern, really. I'm going to snap. I'm going to imagine that they're not feeling too good about the hand. And the snipe on Miss Marvel is quite a possibility here. They're also likely to have to play some cards into machine world themselves, right? I think... Okay, I think I maybe regret the Human Torch positioning, but no matter what happens here, we're looking good with the Spider-Man. Pog! Spider-Man on Spider-Man violence. They get another Spider-Man. Again, I just didn't want to give them the torch. We do unfortunately find the Heimdall. We don't have to go for it. This doesn't look completely terrible. This doesn't look terrible either. This is kind of the obvious play, right? That's my concern. Could go for this. Just give up on the right entirely. I don't hate that. Go for that. Nice. Yeah, they played to beat Heimdall, right? Which makes sense. And we get the win. Beautiful. We'll run. I have a bad hand. What even is this? Nobody outside of you will ever even see this special. Not even myself can see this message. Damn. Well, everyone saw it, Bane. I was late, though. That's pretty cool. Bane with the stream streak. Well, let's wait to see what kind of deck they are before we snap. It's the only channel that has that. Wait, the stream streak? Wait, really? I like that stream streak thing. It's very cool. Damn, I didn't know that. Oh, I feel special now. No, my dagger. So they're an Omega red deck, which I don't think is good for the thingamajigger. I'm gonna snap. They didn't play Zabu. Yeah, I thought we might just get the free win there. I had a feeling. I had a hunch. Yeah, it looks like some kind of thing that Twitch are trialing there, where it's like I can see it in my thing. Like, so Bane just did it. He's watched 5 streams in a row. It's really nice. Is it like a channel point thing or what? You had a pop-up that said you're about to hit a 5 stream streak. Do you want to join? Damn. That's OP. That's really cool to know. Thanks. That's crazy. Okay. It actually seems like a really good feature for Twitch. I actually really like that idea. Just like the stream streak in general. It's pretty like it's really nice to see like for lurkers as well, right? That you don't necessarily know that are watching all the streams. Actually replying to a YouTube comment. Somebody said, rule number 1, nobody bluffs in this game unless they have Kang. I was like, not true. I bluff all the time. But I am a weirdo, to be fair. Let's Vulture. Black Swan Echo. Is this my Black Swan? It certainly is. Okay, that's kind of interesting. I quite like the Ghost Spider play. But then, what am I sacrificing to Vormir? I sacrifice Dagger? That feels kind of bad. I don't have Heimdall access. Let's play like this. Rule number 1, only Spessy bluffs. Rule number 2, only Spessy plays Kang. True. Kind of accurate. Hard to argue with that. Let's go Black Swan. Let's go Forge Black Swan. I want to forge the Human Torch, but I quite like the look of Black Swan off to the left. I guess we do this. Nah. Nah, I think I just take the L and don't buff my Human Torch. I'm not really scared of the amount of points they put down yet. They just went Black Swan Zabu. It's pretty bad, right? They haven't played into Vormir yet either. We know they have a Vision, which Heimdall to the right would be anyway if they don't get any other stats there. Iron Fist is the best top deck here because it's free. Whoop. Nebula, that's not great for them. Oh, hello. Hell flipping oh. Do we maybe go for the Vision? I quite like the Vision play. And then we have the Spider-Man for next turn. In fact, I don't even... Because I'm going to go for the Spider-Man, I don't even need to play the Iron Fist, right? My play is always Iron Fist Spider-Man next turn. So I quite like this. Vision should have gone mid, though, because of Nebula. That was a misplay. Maybe we give up left. They're going to expect Heimdall. So we're going to give up left intentionally. Cosby, thanks for the follow. Welcome, mate. All right, let's see. Let us see. They run. Nice. They fear the Heimdall. We'll take Forge because we can just buff Dagger. The Vault's pretty good for us, I would say. The Rock's not very good for us, mind you. Korg and Bast. That's an interesting opening. Maybe I was better off Hulkbustering the old Forge here. So I'm likely to pick it up. Hog champ. Value, mate. It's insane. Oh my god. Oh my god. What is happening? How are these 5? I'm actually confused. Oh, because of Wakandan Embassy. Well, that's a card. This is a card. Okay, hello. I mean, we're surely losing, but whatever. The fact we found Heimdall means I'm going to stay. What on earth is this? So, how many points do we have mid? We have 4, 9, 16, 19, 22. Oh! Oh! I think we did it. No! The rock slide! They bounced it, didn't they? I forgot. Rippers, man. Well, imagine we won this. It would have been ridiculous. So many rocks, man. How many rocks did we draw? 3. Fair. This was just a throw, though. This was, in fact, just a throw. I might dip in the moment. I don't know. I'm torn between staying or leaving. Torn between staying or leaving. I think it might be a better bet that I leave. And I could come back later, maybe. Do a YouTube specific stream. I'm unsure. To be fair, I could probably do with eating and doing some prep for some bits and bobs. So it might be a good idea that I dip in a minute. Probably got enough stuff for this deck for the video, and then I might just do a YouTube specific stream later, or do some YouTube videos to post for later. Kind of torn. Okay, here we go. Curve. We've been drawing very, very badly, actually, the last few games, I have to say. We can Dagger now, maybe, and then we can just go Iron Fist Torch. I said earlier I wasn't going to stream until the new card, and then I said about 30 minutes ago that I was going to stream the whole time. I'm basically a bit indecisive at the moment. If I end my stream now, I am going to be spending like the whole day working on videos and stuff, so... I don't really feel confident enough to snap against Hela. The Jin stuff is also really, really good for Hela. We definitely want to bounce stuff back here. But I also don't want to fill my hand up too much. Which I will do if I'm not careful with my positioning. I mean, we want to do this, but I really want the flipping Iron Fist back. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This is weird. This is weird. I don't like it. Is this the play? I don't know, man. Is this the play? have no idea. There isn't a smooth way because of the board state. That helps. That is actually really good for us. Gets rid of one card from hand. Bonus. Hog! Flip, flip. 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 This works. My god, we have points, guys. We have points on points on points. The thing is, we don't even move that many of the torches with this play. Something like this is the best play, I think. Hella? More like hella pathetic. Am I right, chat? Imagine thinking you could beat me with hella, mate. Come on. Alright, guys. I'm actually going to end the stream there. Better bet. Shuri. Oh my god. That's a big kitty pride, ladies and gents. Jeez Louise. That might be the biggest kitty pride I've ever seen. My god. They never have the Taskmaster, guys, right? They never have it. I mean, they actually have to play something to the right here still. I mean, we've got to play on, right? Whatever. We're probably losing, but what a crazy game. What a crazy game. We basically just have to hope they miss Taskmaster. They did not. Wow. GG. At least they didn't snap us. That was nice of them.